Welcome everyone, this is Cerebrius. Today we're going to actually be going over Final Fantasy VII. Um, yeah, basically what I want to do, I wanted to go ahead and actually do a run. Well, not really a run, but just like a normal playthrough. Compared to my other videos in the past, I actually just finished a playthrough on my Switch. And it made me want to, I don't know, I guess make a video on it because I actually learned a few more things that I didn't really know growing up. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know it, but let's just do it anyways. Um, so I don't know how long these videos are going to be or how I'm going to go about doing things. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'd like to do this run as fast as possible personally. Just because on PC they don't really have the 3 times speed option compared to like consoles. So it's gonna take me a little bit longer to do things, so any sort of like grinding or anything like that that I end up doing, I'm probably not going to record it. I might, if I do, it'll be like super sped up or something like that, but there's only really one part where I actually do grinding. Um, it's fairly early on, then after that it's just kind of like a cakewalk through the rest of the game. Um, but that's really about it. This game is so lovely. So, if you don't know the story, basically what's happening is they are this group of, the government calls them terrorists basically, but they're actually called Avalanche. Actually, we won't go fully. This. I prefer wait. You can go recommended or active if you want. Basically, the difference between the ATBs is active is always running. So even whenever you're in a menu, what happens is the enemies are still allowed to take their turns until you take yours. Recommended is kind of like a combination of both of them. And then wait is, say you're like in the item menu or something like that, all ATB stops. So while you're, thinking about doing something, you can actually queue things up and it prevents the enemy from actually making a move. So we're just going to use wait because it's my personal preference. Sometimes I'll use recommended. I think I used recommended for most of my Switch run actually, but wait is my preferred way. Speedruns use active just because it's faster, I guess. I don't know. And then they also use faster battle speed. But I can probably use faster battle speed for now, just because I'm not really going to need it slower until later on. Whenever I'm trying to do a couple like glitches and stuff like that. So I will be doing the glitches, and then I'll actually show you guys kind of how to do it. I might make those in like separate videos, I don't know, because I'd like to make the content like story-wise progress, right? So we're going to go ahead and run up to catch up. Gonna get into this fight. And it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just spam A or whatever your accept button is. I could probably use cheat engine or some sort of like mod or something like that to actually speed up the game speed. That way it makes things a little bit more bearable and it speeds things up. But I think I can still make a good time on this personally. Walk up to these guys. I'm not going to bother reading any of this stuff, so if you want to actually follow with the storyline, we are going to just stick with Cloud. You can... I'll try to leave the windows up long enough, that way you can at least read them. I've played through the game a few times, I've seen a whole bunch of speedruns and stuff like that, so I don't really bother with the text anymore, because I already have the general idea of the game. So Barrett. Of course. These were peak graphics back in PlayStation 1 days. Alright, we go this way, I guess? Yes. Spam A. Don't really have to worry about anything. Might farm a little bit, that way I can get a couple of potions just in case for the first boss fight that are coming up. I'm not too sure. But basically we're going to go blow up a reactor, because Avalanche is kind of like the, I guess you could call them the good guys, and Shinra, which is the government of Midgar, which is the city that we're in. Shinra is kind of like the bad guys. They, yeah, here you go. Yeah, read that. It's the lifeblood of the planet, which is they're talking about Mako. And then Shinra basically uses Mako energy to power everything in their city. So that's how they want to do it. So basically they're sucking out the planet's life like vampires to power their stuff. And the citizens are basically just like, yeah, we're fine with it. However, Avalanche is a group that wants to get rid of that. Down here, pick up the item. I think it's the Phoenix down. Yeah, that'll come in handy later. But I'd like to get to Wall Market and beat that. And once I get out of Wall Market, that's where I'd like to end the first video. If possible, I'd like to check the timestamps if I can. So I will make a note of the time right now. And then I'll check back at another point. Because I think we're only maybe 5-10 minutes, five-ish minutes in, something like that. Alright, now that we have Barrett, things go a little bit faster in terms of like killing stuff. So yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about, wait. So whenever they make a move, or anyone makes a move, the ATB stops. But anyway, since we have 2 people, we can probably do a couple fights here, maybe. Because ideally, I would like at least a couple of levels. Maybe. Or I'd at least like to get a couple of potions for this first fight, which is the not the air buster, but the scorpion. Yes. And I am actually running a mod for like inputs right now, just because it's actually the way Steam has their version of Final Fantasy. It's kind of labeled a little awkward. Go this way. Derp. But they have it labeled a little bit awkward. Basically, the way they have their button inputs and stuff, you can't really change like a controller scheme, so they intended it to be played on keyboard for whatever reason. Now this is our first save point, so we will go ahead and make a save. Let's save slot 1. Ta-da! Alright, and save points do not actually fill your health or anything like that. That's what items are for. We only have 4 potions. I don't know if that'll be enough. He has no materials. Yeah, there's no materials changing right now anyways. Yeah, let's go ahead and run and kill some stuff. Keep attacking over and over. I don't really want to use my MP because I want to kind of conserve it. I could probably use a bolt. And then that's probably the only one that I'll use. Boom. Alright. And we get a potion there, which is actually really nice because I'm going to go ahead and use it one on Cloud. And we continue. The limit break is really nice. So we're going to try to skip. That should give him his limit break. I will go ahead and use a magic right now because I don't want to use the limit. I want to actually save that for the boss. And hopefully a potion drops. No potion, rip. Edit that, which is awful. alarm starts going off, and here's the boss fight. So this is really nice because we actually have our limits already queued up. The big shot. I don't remember how much health he has. I might end up pulling up on that. Alright, so now we have Barret attack, him cast Bolt. So I want to leave. Sweet. Alright, so we'll hit him with another bolt. Attack one more time. Alright, so don't attack while its tail is up. Tail goes back down. That hurt. One more bolt. Got one of Barret's weapons. We'll be able to change that. Need to run out of here. I'm gonna skip the save because that just actually wastes time. I mean, 10 minutes is honestly plenty of time to actually get out of here, personally. What sucks is the fact that you have stuff like this happening. But luckily, everything I hit as Cloud right now is basically a one-hit kill. And he has enough defense to actually guard himself, so it's fine. Got a push in here. Gonna pick Jesse up. Fight here soon. No random encounters there, that's good. Early on, you want to take as many fights as you can. Especially if you don't want to have like any trouble later on. Because once you get to Nibelheim, that's where like you can actually start grinding. Yeah, there's a lot of saving involved because the enemies that you'll be fighting, but they're actually decent experience for the spot that you're at. So you can actually use that for AP farming as well early on. I only really do that for like a couple hours, if anything. Just because it, like I said, it makes things super easy. Kablam. See, after that point, they would have you like in the remake, they made it like this complete and total disaster type of thing because they exaggerated the fuck out of it, thanks to Shinra. But that's because this game doesn't really entirely focus on the whole Shinra is bad aspect until later on in the game. Because right now you don't really know what's going on, everything's kind of like a mess. Like the first thing that you do is go into a reactor to blow it up. Like what? That's like some terrorist type of shit. You want to talk to her, tell her you better get out of here, yada yada yada. Then we go. There's an item you can actually gather here. Let's see. Alright, so you actually have the option to fight these guys or not. I fight them just because it's more experience. Because you want Cloud as strong as possible, as early as possible. At least in my opinion. Because, I mean, they're one-hit kills, so it's not like it even really matters. You can totally skip this entire part if you wanted to. But it's not necessary. Right, you have Limit Break, I have Limit Break. I'm going to use it anyways because it puts me closer to getting my second Limit Break. Because I think ideally you need like 2 or 3 of them. Or no, like 7 or 8. What am I thinking? You need like 7 or 8 Braver casts to actually unlock, I think it's Cross Slash? Or something like that. Alright. Fight everybody. Kill them all. They're weak as fuck, so it's not like it matters. Fight them all, Cloud. Fight them all. Fight them all. Just in the nick of time. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? There's a train. Magically appears in his point of need. Look at that. Look at that entrance. Stuck the landing. Cloud's going to be a gymnast. But coincidentally, that was the same exact train that he actually needed to be on. So, coincidence. Why is her mouth open? Like why is her mouth open? Or did she have like really big lips like that lady? Wait, all of their why are all their mouths open? This is so weird. Okay, so now you get to see the map of Midgar. 1 in 10,000 scale. Oh boy. This basically just kind of goes over like how the city's laid out. It's basically like a giant pizza. See? See? It's because that fucking pizza that people underneath there are suffering. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Dang, those dudes in the front have big ass feet, man. So now we get to go to Sector 7, I believe. So if I'm not mistaken, you can actually save here, so we will do that right now. Just because it makes things a little bit convenient. And I don't remember if anything's down here yet. Yeah, you can, I think you can actually skip by that. in like a speed run or something like that. There's a glitch and stuff that skips basically all this crap. He's straight up winning there, guns and blazing. All right, so before we actually go in there, we are going to come up here. We're going to buy as many grenades as we can. Let's see, sell. You don't really need this one, but I can't sell it either. Let's see. There's definitely going to be more of these and more of these. I want to keep the potions. If I'm not mistaken, we need at least... I want to keep the Phoenix down, so I guess the Ether will have to be sold. I would buy that, but I don't really need it right now. Right now, I do need these. So, let's buy 15. Yes, and that way we do have enough for one. Because the grenades actually give a lot better damage early on. Yeah. Buy 2 more. 1 more. Okay. So basically, they give a lot better DPS if you call it that. So that's all we basically need from that point. I think there's a couple things that you can do later on. But the grenades are probably the biggest. And as far as teams go in this game, it really just depends on your own personal preference. Oh, I forgot. I thought that... This is Tifa. Walk out the door. He comes back in. Talk to Tifa, maybe? Yeah? Give me something hard. Down here, get your money. And then I think he tries to start teaching you how to use materia. go to leave. Tifa comes out. The planet's dying and someone has to do something. Save us, Cloud. Save us. Just say sorry. And insert flashback. I think the backgrounds are cool because they're basically just paintings that were put in the game. And then the characters were made to look like they're interacting with those paintings. Sephiroth, yay! But the reason that I wanted to do Final Fantasy VII over another Final Fantasy is because this one's actually, in my opinion, like S tier whenever it comes to Final Fantasy games. And that's just not my own bias. That's not because there's Sephiroth or Cloud or anything like that, or Vincent, yada yada yada. The characters were badass in the game, for sure. Because you have a lot of really cool, I guess, niches. You actually do kind of go over all of them as well. So we'll probably end up doing Yuffie's story as well, and then we'll probably end up picking up Vincent just to pick him up for completion's sake. However, for late game, I don't know if I will be using Vincent. I'll probably end up using Cloud Red 13 and then Cid, which we will probably meet Cid. I want to say almost halfway through the game, not quite though. And then I will be getting a golden chocobo, so that way we can get Knights of the Round, Mimic, and all that cool stuff for late game as well. So as soon as we swap over to getting Tifa, that'll make things really good too. I might actually pick up a few more knickknacks here and there. Let's pick the thirsty option. Marlene's the bartender. Okay, so we're getting to the Sector 5 reactor. I'm gonna actually skip the whole materia thing because it's just a waste of time. Then we go to the weapon guy, which is down here. We probably could have waited. But we go upstairs. I might come back and pick up a couple more grenades. I'm going to go to the very top first because I can't remember if anything's actually in here or not. Couldn't remember if there was anything like worthwhile in here or not. I forgot that was basically just an inn. Alright, so we go in here. Omni Slash. And then this is pretty much just baloney. Yeah, this is pretty much like the tutorial type of stuff. Up. Back in there. All materia. And the ether that we sold. See? Alright. So, materia is... I can kind of give like a basic rundown. We'll go ahead and arrange. I'm going to put restore into all on Cloud. And then I'm going to give him bolt. Now, as far as everyone else, they can fuck off. I don't know. Tifa, I could probably give her ice, but I think it'll be fine with just this, personally. Just because it's gonna help. And we do want all to be leveled up as mastered as soon as possible, because we end up selling a master materia, the master all materia, for a lot of gil, and then that's what allows us to purchase a lot of the stuff that we do need. So I'm gonna try at one point, like while I'm grinding, I'm gonna end up mastering one, so that way I can get like a lot of gil early on. That way I'm not gonna have to worry about any more purchases throughout the entire game. And then later on, once we get the W item, that's going to make things a lot better, because then we won't have to spend any money, period, on like potions, elixirs, or anything like that. Let's get this full 10 gil. Alright, so we're going to buy a couple of these actually. So we'll buy 2 more, just because it's easier. And we'll buy 4 more of these, I think. By 5. We'll have 21. 21's a good number. So now we save one more time. Now we are actually going to go fight the Airbuster at this point. So we go here. Yeah, we're going to the Sector 5 reactor now, because we're going to try to blow that up. Because you do what you do. Yeah. So we'll probably end up getting this section done, and then I might end up calling the video. Because, like I said, I don't want it to be too terribly long. And then I know Wall Market is actually going to be quite a bit as well. But going through two major bosses is actually going to be really good too. But once we get to the world map, that's where things like start actually opening up, so we'll be able to farm there a little bit more. I've actually got a couple tricks to skip the Chocobo Ranch. Considering doing it, but at the same time, I don't really want to farm for Chocobo personally. I would much rather just do the skip if I can do it. If I can't, I'll end up saving beforehand just to do it, because I haven't ever really tried it before. I forgot to do it on my last run, but it's a fairly simple one as long as you can get Zalem in the right position. Basically, they're getting caught. They got to run all the way to the end of the train because they ended up, since well, you blew up the fucking reactor. You basically have to, yeah, they increase security. So what else would you expect would happen? So now we're basically just running through the train. Shit back. I like how Biggs and Wedge are just kind of at the front, like, oh hey, yeah, well, we're people. So now we're gonna jump off the train. Jump. I'm pretty sure it's just a loop of the same thing. I don't really remember. I'm actually double checking on something really quick before. So we ended up going the right way. Go down into the hole. Pick up the ether. Yeah, everything here is pretty simple to kill. I think I might actually change my ATB gauge because I think that's actually slowing a lot of this down. You're technically supposed to kill these guys with magic, but I don't want to use any magic personally. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a waste. And then once we get enemy skill as well, that'll make things a lot easier too. Because there's actually a couple enemy skills that you can get early on that are super, super, super helpful. And pretty OP actually. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll put on an active until I actually need it. And then once... So I think you can actually go up here. And then get an item. I don't remember. Is it down here? Can't remember which direction it is. I think I'm going the right way. I'm gonna have to look into cheat engine or something like that. That way I can at least increase some of the speed here. Because these early fights are like abysmal. I may end up actually kicking up the battle speed. Why are you attacking different people? That's why it's taken forever. Jesus. Save. Save as often as you can, personally, because sometimes your game can possibly freeze. You never know, it might happen. It's happened to me a couple times, and I lost like quite a few hours of gameplay, which was kind of really depressing. So we go... It's kind of like basically the exact same layout as the other one. Come in through here. Jump over. Climb the ladder down. Except this time there's not really a timer like that. But there is actually another boss coming up, so I'm probably going to look to farm a little bit until I can actually get my limit breaks on everybody. And then once I can do that, it'll be a lot easier. Because the airbuster fight is actually kind of nuts, if I'm not mistaken, but we definitely want to keep the lightning materia on Cloud, because he is does have the most magic. Let's see, we can go ahead and equip some Iron Bangles on these guys. Get Bear out of materia as well. Notice by type here. That's what you get for not attacking the one that I told you to attack, bro. You miss your shot. I may get my limit break during boss fights, so it's fine. Ooh, flashback time. There's no timer on this one. So now we can actually use a potion. These two. And then we save. I mean, I know this seems like excessive saving, but I don't care. I just don't want to lose my progress. Like, I'm dead serious. I don't like losing progress, period. It's not good. Dang, he's poisoned. Really? But I may have overcompensated for Airbuster personally, just because I forgot that I had grenades too. Just because grenades are like super OP early on. Until you can actually start actually doing some serious damage anyways. See, if you're thinking about it, in the remake, we're basically at the end of the game. Literally. Like, in the remake, we're at the end of the game. pretty much. We're like 2/4 of 2/3 of the way through right now. So we've got to be careful on that. Oops. Oh my god. There we go. I just want him to have as much materia as possible, or much MP as possible. Because here we go. So the plan is to have Tifa throwing grenades, Cloud using Volt, and then Barret kind of having a mixture of grenades and normal attacks. Alright, so we will have... We'll do that. We will go Bolt. Let's do her limit first. Cloud's Limit Break. This is actually really good. But this fight takes a long time for some reason. Alright, so I'm going to Braver. I should have waited to have him turn around and then Braver. So let's actually do that. And he's actually dead. Boom. It's actually a really easy fight. The Titan Mangle is really nice as well. Yeah. So that's gonna be the end of episode 1. Which I think is actually a really good time to end the episode personally. Because it should be right around the hour and something mark. I didn't really want to go 2 hours, 3 hours, or anything like that in the video. So if you did enjoy this, or if if you like the game or anything like that, you can look up speedruns. You can continue the series. I don't know how often I'm going to upload this. I'm probably going to try for 1 a day. That way I can do it and have it over and done with if I can. I'd like to do daily uploads if possible. That's if I can actually, keep up with the schedule. But now that I have a lot of free time now, I could probably start uploading a little bit more. So we will continue this, and I don't know how long I want the next video to be or anything like that. Let's see, strong. This should be the end of the episode here. Now we are going to land in I think it's Sector 5 slums. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and get past this. I'd like to ideally get to the next save point. But the next save point's quite a while from now, so basically what I'm going to do is get to a point where I can actually walk around, maybe, and then end the episode. Just because this is a cutscene technically. So this is Eris. Nowadays it's Aerith, but back then it was Eris. Or, yeah, it was Eris. So we're going to change her name here. This is the flower girl that you end up meeting in the beginning. Alright. So that's the end of episode 1. I love you guys. Y'all have a great rest of the night or day, whatever time it is in your area. Have a good one, okay? Bye-bye.